So what is a good SAT score? It's a question I get frequently, and the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. It largely depends on your target schools and scholarship goals. However, understanding your score in comparison to national percentiles can provide valuable insight. First things first, the highest possible score on the SAT is a 1600. Achieving a perfect score means answering nearly every question correctly across all sections: reading, writing and language, and math. But just as important as your raw score is your percentile rank. These indicate how your score stacks up against a national sample. For example, scoring a 1010 puts you ahead of 50% of test takers, right? The 50th percentile. Moving up to an 1100 places you in the 69th percentile, while scoring a 1210 places you in the 82nd percentile. Remember though, colleges and scholarships aren't necessarily looking for perfect scores. They're looking for the most competitive ones. So while a score of 1310 seems like it's way off from perfect, it does land you in the top 92%. And if you get a 1410, you'll be in the top 97%. And a score of 1450 places you at the 99th percentile, meaning you're in the top 1%. But is that good enough? I mean, it may be, but it depends on the school or the scholarship you want to get. For example, the middle 50% of students accepted into the University of Florida, meaning those between the 25th and the 75th percentile, have scores that range from a 1330 to a 1470, with the median being a 1400. The middle 50% at Yale, which is more competitive, ranges from 1470 to a 1560, with the median at 1540. So yeah, you have to be in the top 1% of the SAT test takers nationwide to be in the middle 50% of Yale. However, it's also crucial to remember that the significance of your score varies depending on your target schools and scholarships. The SAT is not everything. Admissions decisions are multifaceted, and factors beyond standardized test scores, such as extracurricular activities, essays, letters of recommendations, all play a significant role in the process. There are literally kids that have perfect 1600s on the SAT, but get rejected from some schools because the rest of their application just doesn't hold up. While a student with a 1400 might get into the same school if they have an application that reflects what that school is looking for. To gauge the relevance of your score, start by researching your desired schools. Focus not only on their average SAT scores, but also on the middle 50th percentile range. This provides a clearer picture of where you stand. But keep in mind, for some things like scholarships, there may be very specific score cutoffs. For instance, the Florida Bright Future Scholarship requires a minimum SAT score of 1210 to cover 75% of tuition and 1340 to cover 100% of at-state schools. In essence, the definition of a good SAT score really depends on what your goals are and what you're applying for. Like in most cases, there really is good enough, and striving for perfection on the SAT may cost you if you focus too much on it and not on everything else that goes into the application. I'm Renan De Souza, founder of Piece of Pie Learning, and if you've got SAT questions, we've got answers. Just drop it in the comments. Peace.